the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson. Wide receiver, obviously a stacked position for Oklahoma State this season, as it has been for several years. John Helsley joins us on the phone. And John, it's always fun to talk about who's the best of these guys. You look at guys like Brandon Shepard, James Washington. The list could honestly go on and on. Who is that guy? Is there a standout one amongst this group?
I think it depends which day it is, Jenny. We saw Brandon Shepard, at the end of last season was just dominant, physical and fast, and made so many plays in the final 3 games. James Washington did some spectacular things. He's probably my guy for the money. But I would also say don't sleep on Marcel Aitman.
Well, let's talk a little bit about him, because he's a guy that you mentioned depends on the day. There were some days last year, John, that we saw big things out of Aitman, but he's never sort of been able, or seemingly never been able, to bring it all together. Where does he stand this year?
You're right. He's had moments, but it's only been moments. And you look at him at 6'4" and 210, and obviously he's got skills, but he's just been so up and down. And there were times last year where it looked like he was even in the doghouse. Wasn't on the field a lot at certain points of last season. But talking to him and talking to David Glidden, who worked out with him over the summer, another outstanding OSU wide receiver, by the way, it sounds like the light bulb has sort of gone on with Marcel Aitman. He realizes that there's a certain work ethic that's needed. There's a certain commitment, and he's finally bought into that. And all things that we've heard from camp so far is that Marcel Aitman looks very good.
Hey, John, I know that they're going to run those guys in and out pretty quickly, but do you venture a guess in who the starters are in that wide receiver core just yet?
I think you're talking obviously about Shepard and Washington for sure. David Glidden has to be the inside receiver because they really don't have very many inside receivers. He's one of very few. And then I think it's going to come down to, if we're talking about a 4-receiver set, it's going to come down to Aitman or Jawan Seals, perhaps. Keenan Brown was very good in the spring. There's Chris Lacey. They have a lot of options. But, if the things we hear about Marcel Aitman are true, I think he fits in there.
Well, be sure to check out John's story on Marcel Aitman running this weekend in the Oklahoman and on News OK. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.